I don't remember what happened next. I woke up in a strange, white bed with a tube in my arm and a mask on my face, and Mummy was there. She wasn't crying, but I could tell she had recently been. I tried to move my arm to reach out to her, to hold her hand, to tell her it would be all right. But as soon as I tried, an incredible stab of pain shot through it, and I screamed. Mummy looked up, rushed over to the bed. She held me for a long time, and I started to cry as the memories of what Daddy had done started to creep into my head. She told me that I'd fallen over in the bath, and I'd broken my arm. Even though Daddy had pulled me out in time, she said, the doctors wanted to make sure I was all right before we could go home. I didn't like the cast they put on my arm. It was itchy and white, and it smelled like old shoes. But there was one good thing about it. I wasn't allowed to have a proper bath while I had it on. Daddy couldn't give me a bath. I was very afraid of Daddy for a while after that. I tried to tell Mummy what had happened, but she wouldn't listen to me. When I described how he had looked that night when I opened my eyes into the stingy bubbles, I thought Mummy was going to cry. But she blinked again, and gave me a gentle hug. "Don't be silly," she had said. Weeks passed, maybe months. I hadn't yet grasped the concept of time. I never forgot the last night Daddy gave me a bath, but as time went on, I slowly began to accept that Daddy was still Daddy, that it would be all right. The day that I got the cast off my arm, I begged Mummy to give me a bath before Daddy got home. She was hesitant, and to this day I still don't know why, but eventually she gave in to my demand. Life went on like this, Mummy giving me a bath before Daddy got home, and then he would kiss me goodnight, and I'd go to bed. I'd always been a good sleeper. My mom had told me I was much better than my sister, even as a baby. My sister always woke up, several times a night sometimes, with bad dreams. I only ever woke up once because of my sister. I didn't hear her come into my room, but I felt her climb into bed with me. Sobs shook her body as she climbed under my blanket, so I turned around to give her a hug. Mummy said it was important to be nice to her when she'd had bad dreams. But as the little sister, I never had to be the responsible one. I didn't know what to do. I asked her if we should go and get Mummy, but she shook her head and started crying harder. Mummy never listens. And Daddy's in there. I knew exactly what she meant. Mummy asked us what we were doing in the same bed when she came in the morning, and I tried to tell her. But it sounded silly by the light of day. We were afraid. My sister stopped having bad dreams after that night, but that was the time I started to hear strange noises at night. I was so accustomed to the sound of Mummy's feet padding down the hallway that I immediately recognized the heavier, slower walk of Daddy. I didn't realize that I had been holding my breath until I felt the gripping in my throat, the clawing for air, and I loudly exhaled. The footsteps got closer, louder, heavier, and I could feel them practically shaking the bed as I pulled the covers over my head. The handle gave a small crack as it popped open, and as if in slow motion, Daddy came and stood beside my bed. He was silhouetted against the sheets, my nightlight casting a shadow along my bed. He leaned in, I could smell him. My heart hammered in my chest, as if it wanted to escape. I could feel his breath on my hair. I felt something softly press against my head. "Good night, sweetie,"